Hi guys, it's Dylan from partyport.net. Today we're going to be going over the basics of HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is the foundation and basis of all modern day web pages. In order to edit and create HTML documents, you're going to need a text editor. Now yes, Notepad does count as a text editor, but I highly suggest against using it, because there's a free, amazing alternative called Notepad++. So we're going to come to notepad-plus-plus.org, click the Downloads tab, and select Notepad++ Installer. Now I'm not going to go over the installation process because it's very simple and straightforward. Once you install it, you can run the program. And we're going to come right here, and this is what's going to be opened up. You're going to select File, Save As, and we're going to save our very first HTML document. We're going to call it index.html. All your HTML documents will be saved with the extension .html. Now when starting your HTML document, we're going to open up with declaration of the document type. So we're going to use our .type tag, which tells the browser what language this is written. And then we're going to open up an HTML tag and close an HTML tag. Now this is going to be these two tags contain the scope of all the information that you want your browser to receive. So between that, we're going to put our head tag. Now, the head tag is trying to think of the best way to explain this. It's an invisible tag, I should say, that surrounds important content that's also invisible to the user. It's important to the browser because elements within this tag contain metadata about the page and links to the style sheets, scripts, and etc. So it's an important tag. It's just people have a hard time wrapping their head around it because, no pun intended, because it's you don't really see it, except for there's one exception, as I should say, the title tag. Which the title tag, which we're going to do right here, is what is displayed in the tab of the browser. So like it says index.html over here in this tab. If we were to create a new tab, this says new one, and this says index.html. And this title tag will choose what we'll be able to choose what displays in the tab. So we'll just put tab 1, and then now we're going to come down and create our body. Now our body is basically the exact opposite of the head in terms of what the user sees and does not see. The body contains all the tags and elements and data that you want the user to see. So we're going to create our first visible tag, which is a P tag, which stands for paragraph. The paragraph tag is just simply text. It's not large, it's not small, it's not bolded, it's not italicized, it's not underlined, it's nothing. It's just plain text. So we're going to create, this is our first sentence on our web page. We're going to save this, and if you haven't used Notepad++ before, so in order to run your program, you have to save, save, which I already saved, go over to run, and then launch in the browser of your choice. As you can see, our sentence is displayed to our web page right here. Now, we're going to go over some simple formatting of text. Say we want is to be in bold. Simply all we have to do is go right before the I and put the B tag, and go right after the S, and put the closing B tag. And now, when we save and run, clearly only is bolded. Same goes for other types of formatting. If we want first to be italicized, put the I tag directly before the F, and the closing I tag directly after the T, save, run, and now only first is italicized. Now this does not just work for single letters and words. You can use it across multiple things. Now we'll use the underline tag, but instead we're going to underline all three of these words, and we're going to close the underline tag, save, and run. Now as you can see, on our web page, all three words are underlined. The period is not included because it was not in the scope of our tags. As you can see, I left it right here. The next major tag I think we should cover are headers. Now, headers are what divides your web page into logical sections. Headers go in size from biggest to smallest, H1 to H2 to H3, H4, H5, and H6. H6 being the smallest, H1 being the largest. This is the largest. Doing H6. H6. And we'll save and run this. And as you can see, this is our H1 tag, and this is our H6 tag. Huge difference. But in reality, they're the same thing, just different sizes. Then this brings us to our next and in my opinion, one of the most important tags, which is lists. Now, the three lists we're going to cover today are unordered list, ordered lists, and definition lists. Starting with the unordered list, you start by opening with the UL tag and closing with the UL tag. This defines the scope of our unordered list. Inside our unordered list, we're going to define the actual physical elements. So, each object within our list is going to be defined with an opening list item tag and a closing list item tag. When we save and run this, as you can see, it is displayed in a list with ugly bullet points. Now, if we want to get rid of those bullet points, we can go inside the UL tag, the opening UL tag, directly between the close end of it and the opening. We're going to set style equal to what's inside these quotation marks. Now, what style property we want to call is all up to us. I want to get personally rid of the bullet points. So we're going to call list-style and set that equal to none and close it with a semicolon. We're going to set that. We're going to save that, We're going to launch in Chrome. As you can see, the bullet points are gone. Now, this brings us to ordered list, which you open and close with OL. The same rules apply for each individual list item with ordered list. You just define them with opening LI and closing LI. Sorry, I cannot type today. And then when we save this and run, as you can see, it's ordered 1, 2, 3. And then this brings us to our final list that we're going to discuss in this video, which is our definition list. Now this is going to be a little different from these other two. We're going to open up and define the scope of our list with DL and closing DL. And then we're going to insert a DT tag, another DT tag, and another DT tag. And now, once that is complete, we come up under the DT tag, and we're going to insert a DD tag, and closing DD tag. I'm going to do that for all three of these. And insert another DD and close another DD tag. Now we're going to copy this DT tag, and between the scope of the DT tag, opening and closing, we're going to put 1. We're going to come down to this DT tag and put 2. We come down to this DT tag and put 3. Now, under the scope of our DT tag, inside the DD tag, we're going to write random 1. Now we're going to come in the scope of this DD tag and write random 2. And come in the scope of this DD tag and write random 3. And now we will save, run, and launch. And as you can see, our DT tag displays right here, the titles. And then our definitions of those titles come right here. Then, to conclude this tutorial, I'm going to show you one more interesting tag, the horizontal line rule. Now this is not like a conventional tag due to it does not have an opening and closing. It's just one single tag. It's sometimes a little confusing to people, but it's really simple to understand. You open HR space slash and then close, and what it does when you save and run is it inserts a horizontal line across your web page. It's really good for separating titles from content and also logically organizing your page. So if we take this H1, cut it, insert it above this. My bad, sorry guys. Insert it right there. Then include an HR tag right here, horizontal line rule. Save and run. Now you can see we have our title right here, and then in between these two lines we have the content of our page. Just a very simple fundamental that can be very helpful. Now this concludes our first HTML tutorial, because this is actually going a lot longer than I expected it to be. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the next ones. I will continue to make them. If you like this video, please subscribe and like, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial.